Hey guys, I honestly didn't even notice I was live for the first few seconds of this. So. Anyways, as you guys probably already can tell, I have a really good video. I'm sure you guys have read the title. If you even know what a spa worker is, if you don't, you're about to find out. Um, I watched this video a little while ago. It's been a minute, so this is gonna be me refreshing my memory. I kind of remember I kind of remember what it's about. I don't want to spoil it, but what I will say is it does have a lot to do with pretty much. I don't know if I can say this on YouTube. It has to do with a lot of things that shouldn't be done. You shouldn't be selling yourself, basically, especially at certain ages, and especially through these spas, and it's just I want to talk about young women and young people who get caught up in these type of lifestyles. So I want to bring a little bit of light on that today. I didn't really plan this too much. I'm actually about to head to the gym, and I have a few other things to do. I have to study. I have a lot of things going on right now, so I don't have a lot of time. I didn't put a lot of prep into this, but I did want to talk about it real quick before I get going for the rest of the day. There's so many ways to make money and to do it in a way that you do not sell yourself, sell your soul, sell your morality, sell your integrity, so there's so many ways to go out here and get what you need to take care of yourself in a way that makes you feel respectable and honorable, and make you feel really good about yourself. um, if I could say anything to these young people who are going out here, and older people, don't do this. Don't do that to yourself. Seek other ways. I do insurance. If you turn 18, you can get your insurance license. You don't always have to go to college, even though that's an amazing route, especially if you want to be a business owner, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, go to college. There's information and knowledge everywhere, though, and there's a million ways to make money and enjoy what you do, and be happy about what you do. It doesn't always have to take years and years and years to get to a point to take care of yourself. So I'm gonna stop yapping and let's get this started. We got a young girl, and she's gonna talk about her experience. So let's do it.
I have an ATM between my legs, and I'm just using it. All I got to do is put my card in, and that's it, and put the PIN number, and boom, money just comes right out. It was
Like, really? Just off the bat. Let's just. I already got to pause it. It's no one. I'm not hating on any person getting their money, but it's the sick, low vibrational mentality that come with you doing things like this just to get money. You know how they say not all money is good money? Yes, it's going to pay whatever you need to pay for that moment, but it's not good in the sense of what it does to your soul, what it does to who you are as a being. Just what she said, that was the most disgusting thing to even say. Like, let me replay it from the beginning, cuz that's just like, listen to that. Listen to that.
I have an ATM between my legs, and I'm just using it. All I got to do is put my card in, and that's it, and put the PIN number, and boom, money just comes right out.
Shameful. And she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, has the potential to be anything. And she's, gorgeous, natural, a gorgeous, natural, beautiful hair, smile, them cheekbones, that smile, slim. You could be a model, you could be a doctor, she could be everything, but just, I can't.
It was it's just this treasure that women are born with, and I knew how to use it.
All right, Tai. Tai, where are you from originally? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Durham, North Carolina, up until I was 12, and then I moved to Washington State with my dad until I was 16.
And how was your childhood?
My childhood was very dysfunctional. It was very dysfunctional.
Once again, gotta get these houses in order. It's the dysfunction. It's the dysfunction that's messing with these young people, these babies mentality. And I don't care, even if you're 25, like, yeah, you grown, because if you pick up a gun at any age, you grown, especially if you want to be in these these 21, 24, 25 year olds, but mentally, right? Your mentality, y'all are babies, you know? Y'all are babies. I'm 29 and I just now feel and understand that I'm grown. Like it's just now clicking, you know? So these are babies we're talking about, and it's the household, it's the environment, it's what they've been seeing. But the thing is, like, it's gonna be a hard battle, but you know, find you somebody you aspire to be like, you know, find you a mentor, find you somebody on YouTube. Look at me, you know, that's literally part of the reason I do these videos, to be at least some sort of an example, you know, to whoever is out there, wherever you at, in the darkest of places, there is, if you see a little bit of me in you, you can be so much greater. You can be so much greater than whatever your current situation is. Don't let it destroy your life. Don't let what your parents done expose you to and whatever you've been exposed to destroy all your potential, because you never know. And you know, what's that song all the girls like? I love it too. That Glorilla and Cardi B song, you know? That Tomorrow song, you know? Like, you could be up tomorrow. You could be up tomorrow. No matter what you're going through, you really can. I've seen it happen in my own life. Things can change tomorrow. So, you know, you got to have hope and faith in yourself. Let's keep going.
I remember from a very early age, I probably say 3 or 4 years old, my dad would take me with him to go and cheat on my mom. And I remember and he used to do this for me, it felt like a long time, because I remember going to school and I remember going to school and going to my teachers and telling them, oh, I have 18 brothers and sisters. And they were like, wow. They thought that was wild, you know? And like somehow I don't know how my parents found out, but somehow they found out. And I remember my mom just being like, why are you lying to them? You don't have 18 brothers and sisters. And she just kind of left it alone. You know, like my family thought it was funny. But really, they didn't know that. It was because my dad was taking me to go see all these women. And
scandalous, shameful, shame on you, shame on this. Why are you taking, you know, because I want my channel to be a little bit more humorous. This is a very serious topic, but I might put a lot of humor in you know, in and out of these videos. But it's like, why are you taking your daughter to go see all your side pieces? Do you not, like, I guess you don't think that's going to affect her? You know, we ain't worried about that? We're not worried about how you look to your daughter at that point? No, we're not. Then again, ain't no telling how that man was raised. Maybe he also seen his daddy was probably taking him to go see all these different women, so he doesn't value or even understand, like, that's not okay. Like, that's wrong. That's not okay. Why are you taking your daughter?
And I would just sleep in the living room while he would just go and have an affair. And seeing that was wild.
That's terrible.
And my dad did it so much that in kindergarten, I remember seeing the guy that had a crush on me, and now somehow I'm at his house. And
shameful.
My dad is hanging out with his mom. And it was just weird. It was just like, wow, like, I'm really seeing all these women. And, like, they all had kids, and, like, but the dad was never around. It was different. And then on top of that, my dad was very mindful. I remember seeing him drag my mother with my baby sister in her hands. And he dragged her from the steps outside and just dragged her outside and was on her. And she was just crying. And I just couldn't remember why. I didn't understand why he did what he did, you know, and not understanding why my dad has so much anger. And, like,
See, and let's talk about parents basically normalizing abuse. That's what it sounds like. I mean, I never experienced this in my household, but I've heard about this. I've seen this in other people's households. But it's like you're normalizing abuse, and then, like, it almost makes sense, you know? It's like it almost makes sense, you know? I watched my parents be abused, so it makes sense if I get abused and pimped out. And what is she? She's a spa worker. We didn't even get to the spa part. Let's keep going.
My dad would just for no reason. It was dramatic. My dad just had really bad anger issues. And I just remember wanting to get away from him so bad. And I couldn't. Even like he would always threaten it. He'd be like, "Do you want me to send you back to North Carolina to go live with your mom?" And I'm like, "No." Because, like, what am I going to do there, But, and then, I don't know. It was just weird. He was so controlling and so mind-blowing to the point where, like, even when we moved to Washington State, I didn't even have a choice. Like, he asked me, I remember it was on a Wednesday, right? And he asked me, he was like, "So, me and your mom are getting a divorce, and do you want to come move to Washington State with me?" I was like, "No, I'm going to stay here." And then he was like, "Well, too bad. We already bought the plane ticket, and I'm not about to wait case money. So you're gonna move to Washington State." I'm like, "Okay." And then Friday, I was literally in a whole new household. I was
Wow.
the only black girl in my whole entire school.
Wow.
That was weird. And then like I'm moving in with I don't want to call them these, but I'm moving in with my stepsisters, and everything was just different. Then to get off the plane and see my dad kiss another woman, it was just everything was so different. Everything was just like this big, like, culture shock for no reason. Like, it was too much. And having to play
It sounds super traumatic to me. It's like everything in your life changed. Like, that's very sad. That's very sad. Everything in her life was pretty much changing. And then I love how he tried to give her a choice. But then, and I love how, "Oh, I already spent Kate's money." Like, okay, But, where's the empathy for everything that your daughter is going through? So I don't know. And let's talk about also, now she's in an all-white school. You guys ever been to an all-white school before? I was in elementary. I lived in Kansas at one point, Wichita, Kansas. Shout out to Wichita. I got a lot of family that way. But yeah, I went to an all-white school on the west side, and I'm gonna shout out the school, but it's pretty much all white district. It was then, or it was for the most part. Like, my mom had to get me in the class, like, next to this African girl. They talked to the principals, and it was definitely an experience, I'll tell you that. But I wouldn't take it back, at least from my experience. I feel like it helped me be more well-rounded with all people. But it was definitely an experience. It definitely teaches you how to be comfortable being the one that's different in the space, and being comfortable and cool with that. So,
family, and she didn't even like us. She didn't want us to be there. She only kept us there because our dad wanted us there. And it's like, well, I want my mom, and I couldn't have my mom. And I remember I wanted her so bad.
Oh, poor baby. Wow.
No, thank you. I just remember that I wanted my mom.
Be here for y'all kids. Be here for y'all kids. Like, look at her. This is, like, so traumatic. It's like, be here for y'all kids. It really deeply affects them. Like,
So bad. I just wanted her so bad. And I couldn't have her. She was so far. Like, I'm all the way in Washington State, and she's all the way in North Carolina, and I couldn't do anything about that. But we had to stay, and I had to deal with what we had to deal with. And it felt like it was like a Cinderella story. Where you have, like, they weren't evil. They didn't know any better. I don't blame them. They didn't know any better, but they always got the better end of the stick than all of us. So it was just weird, like, watching my dad, like, cater to someone else's kids than us, And, like, he always treated them so nice and would always just be like, "Why can't you be more like them?" And it's like, I'm your kid. Why can't you just love me for who I am, It was just...
Let's talk about fathers who start over and start treating the other woman's kids better than his own biological children. Why do y'all do that? Maybe we shouldn't get into that right now, but Leave it in the comments, because we want to know, why do y'all do that? Do you not realize how it hurts us deeply?
It was tough. It was tough. Like, I'm in a relationship and I'm 16 years old in a relationship, and he's super, and then I am 4 years down the line. We're still together and we have a kid together our last year. I decided, I'm like, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Like, he gives me an STD and I gotta go. You know, he's mentally, emotionally, anything you can think of that much was it. He was, and so I was like, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. So then I get out of there, but like 2 months down the line, I lose my job. So I'm jobless and I do not have a place to call my own. And so I'm like sleeping on a couch at my friend's grandma. Well, not a couch. There's a bed, but sleeping in her home. And I need some cash. My car broke down and I need money to fix it. So then I go and I meet with Ronnie, right? And found him on Backpage. Never heard of Backpage before. My best friend showed me that. So I meet up with Ronnie, and he has all these liquor bottles in his cabinet, because he says that I was supposed to do like a massage or whatever. And I was like, cool. Like, he's like, yeah, they're like these older men. They love it when young women come and they give them a massage. And I was like, awesome. Like, this is cool. I'm like, that's all I got to do is a massage. I was like, great. You know, and he was like, I'll make all this money. But he has all these liquor in his
You'll make all this money from doing massages? Like, how many massages are you doing? How are we charging? I mean, I think they make pretty good money, huh? Let me see something. Let's look it up. How much do massage therapists make? Is it a massage therapist? Okay, well, I see Glassdoor and Indeed, 21 to 67 an hour. That's pretty wide. That's not bad. Let's see. Is being a massage therapist worth it? Overall, massage therapists report a high level of job satisfaction for the work they do. In the 2021 U.S. News 100 Best Job Review, massage therapy was ranked among the best career paths. By pursuing a degree, get your education. You don't just hop into this thinking you're going to make all this money. This is a therapist, okay? This is not, you can't just be out here doing massages without your education thinking you're going to make some money. So, let's hop back here.
in his cabinet, and he's just like, you know, if you can have as many drinks as you want, I'll make as many drinks as you want. I have feminine products if you need them, if you need a douche, if you need panty liners.
What is going on?
Condoms or anything. I'm like, condoms. Whoa. And then he's like, yeah, no, like, you know, like for yourself. I'm like, oh, okay.
What?
And then,
you know, she was young. You know, she had to been young. And this is what I'm saying. Y'all young girls, that's not typical. It's not typical for people to be talking so freely about this whole conversation. Everything that man was talking to her about, a grown woman would already know these are complete red flags. So don't fall for these okie dokes. You're gonna make all this money, but you know, here's a drawer full of douches and condoms and stuff, and be acting like you don't know what it's about to be used for. They want you to give up something to make a little something, and they gonna try to feed you the lie of you about to be rolling in the cash. No, you know, don't let this social media and all these girls on the internet who whole culture, do not let these girls who out here that are over sexualizing themselves and doing all these things. That's not normal. That is abnormal behavior. That is something that's not normal. It's not okay. And people will prey on that, especially for young girls that don't know that your past is showing up. Your past is showing up. We see it on you. You got a history. People predatorial people and businesses and all kind of weird. There's a lot of weird things that go on in this life. And so you got to be able to peep game real quick. That third eye, peep a lot of game. You know, your intuition, the God inside you, your wisdom, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. But you need to peep game, because you will find yourself in some weird, very weird, strange situations. And I'm telling you, this life is stranger than the movies. It's way crazier than you ever think or could have imagined it to be.
I go and I have him make me a drink, and he's like, yeah, this is gonna really keep you calm. It's gonna keep you calm.
Already drinking with her. She ain't even got the job. Did she even start? She get her first paycheck? Y'all ain't even making money, and you over here drinking? That's not normal. Young people starting to work and stuff, trying to earn and make a decent living, think you about to start a whole career path. You shouldn't be drinking with your employer. Not the first day. No, that's a red flag. Red flag.
This is all within the first day of meeting him. And then
Right?
he's like, but I
No.
also have Xanax. And mind you, this guy...
The girl said he out. It just irks me because I know that a lot of y'all are young, so y'all are naive. A lot of us were young and naive. If they offering you alcohol and Xanax on the first day of the job, it's a red flag. Leave. There's many more that's gonna be professional with, you know, what is it? Health, vision, and dental insurance and stuff like that. They over here offering her Xanax and drugs. Like, get out of here. This is not okay. You can't get desperate. You got to put yourself in better positions to stop being so desperate. You know? When you're desperate, you make desperate decisions and you end up working at spa parlors, taking Xannies. Can I say that on here? God.
This guy is a counselor. He works with mental health patients. He's a counselor. He's sick, but he has Xanax, and he's like, do you want some? I was like, I've never had Xanax before. What is that? And he's like, oh, it'll just keep you calm. He's like, you'll just feel super relaxed. I was like, okay. So he's like, usually people football it. That's like where you take the whole thing. But I'm like, he's like, but since you're new, just take a third of it. I'm like, all right. So then I take a third of it, and I'm drinking, and I still don't feel it. So I take another part of the third. Well, the second part of it, because it's cut up into 3. And so I take the second part, and then, like, I'm really feeling really groovy. And then the first client comes over, and I do my thing. And at this point, that's when, like, Ronnie's, like, telling me, like, you know, you gotta, like, provide services. And he tells me this while I'm high. So, like, I don't give a And then...
First of all, Ronnie knew what he was doing. Ronnie tried to get you loosened up, and then he tried to spill the beans once. Well, clearly you were so naive that you didn't peep the signs, and he knew you didn't peep the signs. So Ronnie went ahead and got you drunk and lit. He got you lit, and then tried to hit you with the what we really here for, knowing that more than likely you was gonna be down for it and take the bait. And the thing is, that's when you got, and you think that you was just having a good time on the job. But no, baby, you done got hooked. Okay, then open the door. This is what I'm saying. There's certain doors. We have free will in this life, and there's many, 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 many doors we can choose to take. And honey, just because you have the choice to open any door doesn't mean that you should. So it's that whole thing of knowing there's certain things you should never open. Certain doors you should just never open. There's nothing good in there. Nothing good. And don't let your curiosity have you off a pee, and over here about to be doing some you know, I can't say all these things, but have you doing the most over here in spa back rooms with strangers, baby. It's just too much. And then because the thing is, y'all are so young, and y'all get caught by You're getting caught by the game. These doors, some of them open up blessings. These other ones open up just traps. Some of these doors is traps. This is the best way I can put it. I can't think of nothing else. Traps. Some of these doors are complete traps. And it hinders you from what you could have been. So you have to be very, very disciplined. the hardest thing to do, but one of the best things you can do in this life, and I know this, and but it you know, you got to practice it. It's to discipline yourself on the things you do and the things you do not do. Some doors don't need to be open. They ain't got nothing to do with you. There's nothing good in there for you, you know. And I hate that she opened this door, because once you open that door, you can't take it back. That really happened. You really did that. So I'm trying to help a lot of y'all realize that don't open all these doors. Learn to say no. Learn to walk away and be like, nah, this ain't for me. It doesn't feel right. Trust your intuition. Trust that voice inside of you. Trust that God voice. Ronnie's kind of sketch. Nah, this ain't for me. Stop texting. Leave. Never speak to them people again. Not everybody has the best good. Not everybody has your best interest at heart. A lot of people are thinking about their own interest, and they don't care about you or your soul or your nothing.
I'm like, cool, okay, whatever, you know. And then he's telling me all the prices and the upgrades, and the client comes over and I do my thing or whatever. And then the second guy comes, and
the second guy, Ronnie about to flip her out tonight. She about to be flipped out. So not one man, but now you're about to do what with 2 men in one night? So now you out here, you caught up in the trap. You open the door now. It's just all bad.
Ronnie can see it because he has his Xbox camera on and he's connected to his TV in his room. And the guy, and I'm laying down, and
recorded too. Oh my
the guy's like, I want to give you a massage. So he gives me a massage, and I'm blacked out at this point. Now I'm gone. I don't remember anything that happens. Comes to find out, Ronnie like wakes me up, and I just see him running out his room with a gun. And then I guess apparently the guy was trying to rape me and take advantage of me, and I'm like passed the fuck out. And then Ronnie scares him off, and then that shit scares me the fuck off. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is not me. I'm like,
I bet you don't, but it's like, why did it have to take you doing all that, passing out, about to be raped or partially, you know, and I'm going to have to probably edit this, about to be, you know, taken advantage of? Y'all got to chill. Why does it have to take all that? Why does it have to take all that? My edit got to be crazy on here. I have to be better if I'm going to cover these topics, because, yeah. All right, we're going to cut it short soon. All right, let's keep going.
No. But he was still he would tell me, like, come on, make some money. And I went back a couple times. And
she went back.
But then, like, there was one time where, like, my pH balance, you know, like, yeast infection came around. And that's when I was like, I can't work today. And then he was so...
See, and there's probably a little bit more to that story. See, you're doing all that. Now you're playing with your body. And what's more important than your temple? Money? Is money really worth that? Now you all off balance. Now you can't even work because you're off balance.
He was just like, nah, don't worry about it there. Don't come back. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, no, you're done. I'm done with you. I'm like, what? I'm like, I need the money, you know? So then I was like, whatever, that's not going to work out. So then
he got rid of her once her balance got off. I'm done. Or what? She didn't want to come to work, I think? Also?
And my friend went back on Backpage, and then she found the spa. And that's when everything changed. And then...
Here we go.
I met up with Maddie and Victoria. They were the first spa owners I ever met. And they were so sweet. They were so nice. And I told them, I was like, look, I don't want to have sex with any men. I was like, if I have to do that, then I'm out. I don't want to do this. And then she's like, if I find out you're having sex at my spa, I will fire you. I was like, cool. So here I am. I'm working at a Jack Shack, right?
She's not doing all that.
And I'm working at a Jack Shack, and it's weird. It is weird. Like, the pricing and everything is weird. So, like, they charge $60 for 30 minutes. That's just to get in. And then it's $80 for an hour. And then that money doesn't go to me. That goes to the owners. And then they tip you on top of that. And then, you know, they tip you however much you want. You know, but the spa I worked at, they were like weirdos. They're like weirdos. Like,
yeah.
There's this guy. I think his name.
First of all, I bet they are weirdos. Like, I can't imagine you attracting some, just delightful human beings, working there. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some creepos behind the desk. I don't know.
Was something like that. But he liked to pluck my hair and floss his teeth with it. And then, yeah, weird.
Oh my
and then he had a foot fetish. So I would sit up on the bed, like, oh, sorry. I would sit up on the bed like this, and then have my foot out, and then he would drink water off of it, and he would like praise my foot, like he loved it. And then like I would,
Gosh, some freaks out here.
I would like choke him with my foot, like in his mouth, just like in there, just ugh.
Y'all are both freaky out here. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all are some freaks. Y'all like being choked out with feet? What is that about? Like, I'm wondering where these kinky, like, what is that doing for you? Like, leave it in the comments. I'm curious.
And he loved it. And he was so happy. And then this one guy came in one time before, and but my best friend saw him, and he would shut the whole place down. He dropped $1,500. Right. And he wanted you to f him in the ass, and he wanted you to pee in his mouth, and I think he wanted you to take a on him. But I do know he wanted you to f him in that and pee in his mouth. Yeah. And then,
like, why would you want to be around that energy? That's just too much. You know, I don't know. Everyone's just not built the same. I don't know what it is, because it's like that energy of freaky, weird people. I don't know. Do you think that what do you think that does to a person's soul? You know, someone doing acts like this for money. Is this considered, you know, selling your, I can't say the P word, but is this considered, no? I wonder. All right, let's keep going.
and they pay for that. It's so weird. Men are so weird.
Yeah.
But I didn't last that long at that spa. It was.
Notice how she's starting to, now she done found herself in this, she done opened the door to all this, this type of a lifestyle. And now it's like she's going deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like, how long are you going to do this? Like, now you're just bouncing around doing this. Like, this is going to become you at some level. There's just no way around it.
The EOS? Yeah, EOS Spa in Charlotte. It didn't last very long. They got shut down. And then I was like, well, I got to find somewhere else. I was literally on my way to work that day. And I got a call. I was about to,
I was like a little bit.
And that's not even talking about like head, like just for. And men don't, I mean, from my experience, they don't last that long. They last like, what, 5-10 minutes? Not even, like, and that's like, I made half of somebody's check that they would get in 2 weeks in 30 minutes. And I didn't even have to pop it for that long, And, but then you also have more weirdo.
See what I'm saying? So basically you are selling that thing for money, and it's like then you're trying to justify it. Oh, I didn't have to do it for that long to make this amount of money. But the thing is, if you really want to do the math, how many years can you spend popping that thing for these 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes? How many times a year, and for how many years do you have to do that, and with how many clients, and what do you have to risk? Like, let's do the cost opportunity of this. For those who are in economics, what's the cost opportunity for in this kind of situation? Like, how much of yourself are you giving up? How much of your body are you giving up? How much of your your soul are we giving up to? And then how much money are you really making? Because there comes an end point. How long do you plan to do this? And then when you're done doing that, what are you going to do after? I don't know how old she is. She looks like she's 23 to me, but I don't know. But either way, you're going to do this into your 30s, your 40s. I think around your 40s, you're pretty much timed out unless you want to be that older woman doing the most. So at that point, you're like a grandmother, a mother. Are we still doing that? And what's the cost of doing that? How your family and the people that you love treat you, respect you, how the public respect you, and what that does to your body over the years. If you catch any of these diseases that are out here that can be terminal, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, what's the trade-off? Like, are we cool with that? Like, versus if you just got a regular job, that you actually enjoyed and loved and were very passionate about, or you can have your own business doing something online where you make so much more than that. You don't have to do none of this kind of freaky stuff, and you can just save all that energy for your husband, who loves and adores you, and actually, he's the only one who should be having that much access to you in those kind of ways. I don't know, is it me or... Anyways, y'all, I'm going to leave it there. The time is 4:44, so it's the perfect time to end this. And until the next videos, guys, let's take care of ourselves, Let me jump back. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's do what's good for ourselves. Let's focus on our purpose, because all of us are here for a purpose. And I'm almost positive young girls doing stuff like this is not your purpose. This is not what you were here for. This is not what God put you here for. This is not what your life was designed to be. If you are doing this, don't, be so hard on yourself. You can always make a change. You can do better. You can stop being in these streets doing the absolute most. Don't let these Cardi B's and these, all this hot girl summer stuff, chill. Let's bring back young girls who, like science and like plants and nature, and they want to learn more, and they're interested in space, and they're interested in, what is that stuff called? Chess teams, and doing doing hair, and, just being feminine and girly, and ballet, and, karate, and let's focus on being better athletes. Let's focus on learning more languages. Let's focus on being better women and friends and family members, and better in so many of these other ways that would serve a better purpose while we're on this earth. And, you got to see yourself higher than your circumstances. So I'm going to leave it